everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from Western Kentucky, and we're going to continue our playthrough of Total War 3 Kingdoms using the 8 Princes DLC, and we are playing currently as Sima IE. He just defeated the Jin Empire in a resounding fashion as they stupidly moved back towards the Ling Ling rice paddy. He seems to have a fixation on the Ling Ling rice paddy for some reason. But we were able to throw him back. So what we'll do is we'll take Sima IE and just maximize his movement south, and we're going to go head back towards a livestock farm because I'm no longer feeling threatened at the moment by this little force here. Up north we have a little disharmony. You know, I'm talking about taking a break to see about what buildings we can build, and actually the first one was just a small step. The faction support, that'll go away. But when my garrison moves out and those events disappear, I want to make sure we start working towards having positive growth in our noble support. And by doing that, we can build. I noticed it's one of the few buildings that you can build. The schools track is when you build that, you increase reformation and you increase noble support. It's one of the only building change I've noticed so far where you get the benefit of both noble support and reformation. Usually if you get reformation you lose noble support, and vice versa. If you lose reformation you gain noble support. So this is one of those few buildings that kills both birds with one stone, and I'm going to go ahead and get it started. The other thing, we were talking about adding the second army, and one thing I'm thinking about is maybe we can recall Guan QC. What's his happiness? I have to decide. He's sitting around 36. He wants high court position, so he's going to be a thorn in my side. But geez, it seems like just about anybody I hire is going to want a high court position anymore. So let's take a look at, I'm thinking what I'll look at doing is, there was somebody in the pool over here that I was looking at hiring that I think would be a better fit. I couldn't find any negative factors, and that's Daiwu Anmeng. I think I'm going to hire her in, replace her in that army, recall Guan QC, and use him temporarily as an administrator until I'm ready to build the second army. And we'll get it doesn't seem that there's any conflicts between him and Bu Jun, and that could be the makings of another, or my next force that I start putting together. So that's kind of how I'm thinking there. So let's recruit Daiwu Anmeng, and let's recall from this army. We'll recall my general. Right here. Yeah, I want to recall him, so I don't want to recruit. Oh, we got to go back into this page. Excuse me. And there is Guan QC, and we are going to call back the general. Yep. And we will have, then he'll be back, and then in the meantime, to rebuild this army back up, we will recruit with Daiwu Anmeng. And what do you know, I think we'll just go ahead and do that. And look at that, we have a harmonious generalship in the army again, at least. And we'll kind of build out her force real quick because we do have the funds to work on that. I like the Archers of Jing for archery, and we'll get that one trebuchet back in, going back up, and that leaves us with 689, and we might just have enough. Let's take a look. I can swap and upgrade. Yes, I can just afford another Archer of Jing, so I only have the one weaker Archer militia left down here. So that's kind of the quick housekeeping that we got. I'm showing that we have the ability to assign a spy, but I'm not sure where I want to send a spy at the moment. And that could be something else I could do with them, sending up towards Sima Y, who seems to be pretty active. Not close, but active, and give me time to build a spy up there. So we'll think about that also. And that should be the turn for now. Yes, let's see what the next turn brings us here. And the Jin Empire would like to declare peace with us. and they will give us some money for 10 turns, but you know, I'm not through expanding with the Jin Empire. Maybe it's foolish, he's overwhelming, he's superior, but I'm gonna nibble away at him down south here where he doesn't seem to be able to protect his lands anymore, so we're gonna reject the peace there. For right or wrong, and there, look at his force there is running away to the north now. And Ruan Shen, we can invite Jikan to join our coalition. That's our guy in the south here. I know I've been talking about moving against his lands, but I got also the Jin Empire to keep me busy, so I wouldn't get to that right away. So to keep my southern border okay, let's just accept him into our coalition. I don't see a downside to that right now. And here we go, we have Sima Ying. It looks like all the coalition is falling apart and they're forming alliances instead. So that's just interesting to know. And Jin Empire has signed a peace treaty with Sima Yang. The Jade Bird. So we have seen the Jade Bird before, and it deepens a relationship at this time between Sima Yin and Sima IE and gives experience to Sima IE. It's good because we need to promote and get experience for our next promotion. We got a ways to go on that one. And character developments. And he has returned to the fold. We recalled him and he's back already. We built the small school. And we have a new capital location for Sima Chang. So let's get Sima moving south. His forces are fairly strong, so why don't we just go into forced march right off the bat, since I'm not too worried about the state of his forces right now. And I'm going to take the main road down to Kangwoo Rice Paddy, then it gets into minor roads. I think that's the quickest way to get there from where we are. So let's come on down. Sima IE. Okay, and then what are we looking like up here? I'm thinking the forces are looking good. We got some new funds in, and let's just complete the army we got here with that final trebuchet, and then we can complete with a swapping that upgrading that unit to an Archers of Jing. And we have a tiny bit of money left. I'm thinking of switching out these archers, just making them all the same Dao Sword Guards. I like the abilities that they have as far as formations, especially defensive, holding a line against archers coming at me. So I'm thinking I may upgrade. We'll still keep a couple swordsmen in the fold too. So that's kind of the plan of what I'm looking for this army. Then what I have to do is I kind of have to decide, do I want to just look at peace with Song Wai, get him off our back? I'm kind of thinking we have other Jin Empire over here that we could start moving towards, and then I could build the third army in the main city of ours to kind of hold against any forces that either Jin Empire keeps sending down or Song Wai. I think I'll just let's explore making peace with Song Wai and see what we can get out of that deal, see what he has. That one spot over there doesn't concern me too much, so let's see. Let's negotiate, and it's very much in our favor. He very much wants peace. He's very much weaker than us, so we should be able to get something from this. We can get some funds from him. Let's see what else he might have. Does he have any interesting ancillaries that we could use? Nah, he doesn't. I didn't think in his weakened state he was, but it was worth looking at. Yeah, we'll just keep asking for as much money as we can get from him. Not going to be much more at this point. There we go. And we will declare peace with Song Wai. See, I don't hold grudges. We got our Changsha province or Changsha commandery back. So all of a sudden, let's let bygones be bygones. Okay. And that gives us some funds where I think we have a little bit of positive income. Wonder if, do I want to look at, yeah, I have nobody doing any assignments. We do have some okay assignments here, but let's start looking at putting Bujun and Guanqiu together in an army and see what that would look like. That's what I'm thinking here. Bujun and Guangxu C. And we have the starts of a new force building up in Changsha. We'll put you right into the city itself proper. And that will allow me to start bringing this force south. Although I'll just probably hold off since we're getting such great replenishment up there right now. I'm afraid to upset that by moving them too soon. But then again, we have a lot of trekking to go through our own territory. So let's do that. Let's just bring you south, Linghong, with your force. Okay, we still got good replenishment out of you guys. So I'm fine with that. It didn't hurt me after all. Okay. So that looks like that's this turn. Let's move forward and see what the next turn brings us. Our per turn income has dropped dramatically all of a sudden, but we'll see if we can't build up some more funds to work on some buildings that will build that back up. And the Jin Empire, he's retreating north, but he's rebuilding as he goes. So it looks like we may not have seen the end of the Jin Empire trying to come down into our area. What have we got here? Allow military access. I'm getting some hesitation in the gameplay right now. I'm not sure why. But anyway, we will reject because I don't see any reason that I need to get north through by Jin's territory and no reason to let him into mine south. So we're just going to pass on that deal. Okay, Sima Y requested Sima D join their war. Fine. Sima Chang left the coalition of Sima Mao. Fine. The finest armor. We've received a cart of the finest armor. What kind is it? A proficient. That's nothing great. It's good for the amount of expertise it gives someone, but as far as the armor base, not so much. So this pausing in the game sound is driving me crazy, and I'm gonna have to come up with a solution for that. But in the meantime, ancillaries are gained. And do we have any new interesting Lu Tao come through? We already got our strategist in place that we've decided to go with, so we will pass on him. And as you can tell, that's really starting to bug me. I'm going to have to take a look at what is causing those pauses in the game and in the sound. I've not seen it to this extent that we're experiencing it in this playthrough, so I will work on that between episodes. In the meantime, let's get Sima Yi moving south and to the junction right here to head towards the livestock farm. And up in the north, we're going to start swinging our army with Ling Hong down towards... He has a good attitude toward us, so I know I could probably get clearance to move through his lands. Or do I just want to look at having a little fun with Sima and seeing how that changes things? Let's look at how, or any alliances Sima may have. Let's kind of be aware of what we'd be dealing with. No allies do we show, and we show he's at war with Mao Ren. So he is going to be a potential target for me to expand over here towards the coast that I am definitely going to look at. Ran Shen shouldn't mind because he would never let Sima into our coalition. So I think that's where we're going to look at expanding on that side with our army. We're moving over that way. So let's just continue with that plan. Ling Hong, let's bring you down. Let's see. Looks like the road is down this way, so we'll bring you down this way towards this junction and then head south from there. And we're giving you time to, yes, you're still getting decent and good replenishment, so you'll be at good force level coming up. We are in the winter now, and we will hold on to those funds at the moment. I think one of the next things I'm going to look at doing is possibly looking at Changwu and what would it take to get us from a large town to a small city, because that'll open up some building opportunities that are holding us back till we get to that level. Our food though is at 1. I should start seeing an increase though. I believe I have some trades that'll start falling off after this turn. So next turn we'll just double check our food income, and then from there we will go ahead and figure out what we're going to do next. I think we're probably going to build next turn. Okay, that should be it for this turn. Let's move forward. And he's feeling brave enough to move south again. Okay, he's moving over. He's not moving towards Ling Ling this time. He's decided that's not working out for him. Let's see, do we want a non-aggression pact with Huang Jin? Where do we find Huang Jin? Is he nearby? Can I see him? When I've searched around like this before, I have missed areas, but I don't even know where you are. He's a big underdog. We don't need a non-aggression pact with you at the moment, Huang Jin. Okay, we have unhappy generals starting to appear all over the freaking place. So maybe I need to take a turn to produce some internal promotions to make them happy. We'll take a look at that. We've completed mass mobilization. So we got some reforms to look at. And another lean year. I'm going to go right back, I think, to mind alignment. Where are we up to here? 50 out of 100. We're ready to start moving towards the next level, I think. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with the make them sell land and increase our mind alignment. Working towards the next level there. And let's take a look at our reforms. So we've gained some lowered mustering turns and some recruitment cost reductions. Kind of thinking at this point we'll look at increasing satisfaction. I think we need to do that within our ranks. We're having some unhappy characters. 5 isn't much, but every little bit helps. Yeah, I think that's going to be where we need to go next. And in the meantime, I got some people to keep happy. 16, 17, 18, all requiring are requesting or demanding or wanting, desiring higher court positions. All I've got available right now are my measly lower court, or whatever you want to call these kind of promotions. 2,000 to get you moved up, 2,000 to get you moved up, and 1,600 to get you moved up. Since you're, I guess we'll start with the cheapest and work our way up from there. So we will promote Sima Yin up to the next level. So that's just a drag on the old funds as we move south here with Ling Hong. And we have our forces mustering and growing over here. Yeah, with our per turn income, I'm not going to expand the force yet. I don't feel a need to yet. And let's get Sima IE moving up. How far we can... Well, in force march range, we can reach the livestock farm this turn. I just did force march, can't do battle. So let's take ourselves off force march. Let's move up to the border. Get that last little bit of replenishment in. In fact, no, that will just keep it like this. Looks like next turn in our normal march fashion we should. Wait, I can actually reach it right now in regular march. So let's just move right on into the Kangwu livestock farm. Okay, it's a very decisive victory with just a meager small force. As much as I'd like to do a little battle here, we're just going to delegate this one out because that would be silly just to fight this such a lopsided battle. And we will go ahead and occupy the livestock farm. That alone will increase our food stores, so that's a good thing. We have our second complete commandery. I think I don't have the funds. The next building I was kind of looking at in Cangwu. I was kind of looking at working up towards a small city here. I need a little bit more funds. I would have that available next turn as long as I don't do any promotions. That allows me to get some growth with my rice paddy, also increasing being able to increase my food there. By growing up here, I do take a two food production, or 2 food hit. But we'll be able to make up for that. And like I said, I think we have some trade agreements that should be ending soon that should allow my food to start increasing here. I don't see it happening yet, but I believe, if memory serves me, that's coming up soon, where we get some of that food back. So let's just end this turn here. And Song Wai would like a non-aggression pact in the north. At this point, I have no need to set up a non-aggression pact at this time. I do have a force in the north that can protect me if he decides he wants to come back at me again, so we're just going to reject it. And we have diplomacy, that's fine. Character developments, we have but we're having strategists move on through. That's not who I necessarily need right at the moment. I guess I can take a peek at them in case we have anybody that looks like potential for an administrator in my cities. That's where I do have a need for a larger court. And she's coming through from Maoren. What do you look like? From another, for two from Maoren. Look at that. Oh, you have a lot of desire for high court position. That's already got enough of those kind of people. Might give a try for Gongju. Yue Shu down here as far as someone to look at. Let's just hire you on. It may be a waste of money. Let's just see what I have first in the way of funds. We'll keep an eye on you to hire on, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead at this point, take a look at Zhangwu, and we are going to see we can afford to get you up to the next step as a small city, and we're going to take that step. That'll allow me to upgrade some of these other buildings potentially that I would like to upgrade, and so that'll be my next step. And then we can look at adding some. Take a look going back about potentially adding someone as a potential administrator. So now we can keep our trek going with Sima IE. Now there is a force somewhere up here that can drop down at some point. So if I move too far too fast, we may get the Jin Empire just chopping right down behind me, and I'll have to come back with Sima IE. But oh well, I guess that's the risk you gotta take when you're expanding fast with a small army. So what we'll do in the short term, we'll just move right up to the border and see how much in position we are to be able to take a look at taking that trade port. And where exactly is the trade port? It's way over there. So I wouldn't be able to reach it this turn anyway. So we'll wait right here on the border, I'm thinking. Probably don't need them to be reinforced. I could move just a little bit farther forward at this point, since the trade port is undefended, and we'll go from there. We'll take a look at that, and then over on the other side, over on the east, and our happiness is at 13 and 16, so it's dropping fast, but we will just have to hold on there, and we can take a look at moving up to the border. Where does the road take us? So we're still in our territory there, so let's get moving. In fact, I'm fine. Let's get you in force march just to move all the way up to the border. Yeah, we'll just get you right up to the border, right at the edge, and that should give us the ability to move in there real fast. Do a little surprise and go, hey, I'm not your friend anymore. Of course, he's got a good little stack here in the actual city of Yuzhang. But beyond that, that'll be the big test for us moving up here. Okay, let's take our next turn. We got to keep our eyes on these unhappy generals. What a pain in the side that has turned out to be a little bit. Can't we just find someone who wants to be a happy person? Oh boy. Everybody requires higher position, higher position. Let's see, a non-aggression pact from Sima Ying. not seeing him on the map yet, so we're just gonna pass on that.
再会。
We're gonna see an appearance from the Jin Empire. Is he moving south towards me? Yes, he is, but he seems to be, we got a little glimpse of him along the road there. He's moving toward the small town, so that may mean I'll be able to get to the trade port before him, and then we'll have to see how we're going to deal with him in that small town area. Okay, let's start with Sima IE and move against the port.
秩序井然，则四海可定。
There we go, sitting all lonesome, all by itself. And it should be, I'd be shocked if it's anything but, oh, excuse me, this is looking at a close victory, because look at that garrison here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Much to my surprise. So we're getting to the point where if I don't do this, we may not have a battle coming up for this episode. So let's just, that's tipped the balance for me. Let's fight this one out. Yes, he doesn't have any great generals in there. Yes, we should win, but yes, I still need the practice. So let's get on in there and fight this battle. Okay, and here we are. We've got, usually this is a not a lot of overlapping tower coverage on that one gate over on that side. Not a whole lot of overlapping tower coverage from the gate over on that side, and a fair amount of overlapping gate coverage on any of the other ones. So we got to figure out how we want to work this. We do have the ability of flaming arrows for any areas that we do want to get into to work on taking out the towers. So I'm kind of thinking we may put our main force over here with another force down this way. So we can easily have no problem taking out any kind of towers here. So I'm not worried about that. It's just going to be how he's going to be bundling up his own forces to bring them in. I think I will not do my guerrilla setup until I take out the tower, so there's no reason to really have the guerrilla setup. Sima will put you over on this gate. With the spearmen ready to go in, and also we want you to have the swordsman with you. And then we will put the rest over here. Huang Fushang and his strongest of our forces over here. And finally, let's just put the cavalry over on the backside, see if we can get lucky with an easy entrance availability, available with them to give us some mobility. We can hide them in the trees. Maybe he won't even put anybody over on this gate, and we can just charge right in and wreak some havoc in the back of his lines. So let's see if they're able to be hit over here in the forest. And yes, they are. So one more general to move over and we are set. Okay, let's break them up as far as me getting easy access to who I want. I think what we'll do is we will put these guys as number 1. We will put the other archers as number 2. We will get this force as control 3, and we will get the remaining force over here as group number 4, and the cavalry will be left over as group number 5. That way if I need to get anybody real quick, I can. And we'll start out our archers all with the flaming option on so we can work on the towers at first. Because I'm expecting strong resistance from their forces bottling up in there. Let's get ready to start the battle. Yeah, they are huddled up in there big time, and guess what? It looks like they left their little gate back here wide open. Let's bring that cavalry in here as fast as we can right now. Give them a little surprise in the backside there. Work on the towers first. I will switch our attention over here now that we got those burning. Same thing over here. Let's switch our attention to the other towers. We'll go to regular shot and start working on them. Those crossbowmen don't have the same kind of range, so we will pick on them without having them be able to shoot back at us. And let's take you off flaming arrow also, and let's work on some of their melee forces right here. In fact, it's time to bring everybody forward now. They're giving us the gates. It's time to get in there and do some damage. We've got our cavalry nicely sandwiched in there. Let's get them out of that predicament as best we can. Heavy losses to the cavalry, but boy, we pulled them off the gates with our cavalry, didn't we? In fact, these generals, I'm fine bringing you in against archers here.
弦上，敌军仓皇逃窜，一群懦夫！赶快，准备好冲锋了吗？片甲不留，准备就绪，杀光敌军！尽情厮杀，不要留情！骑兵追！冲啊！大军听令，杀呀！胜利就在眼前！赶快，赶快！做好准备！扑灭敌军！杀！准备开战！杀呀！兵对命！
Bring the cavalry back in. Keep recharging the rear here wherever we can. You're trying to tie up the archers over here so we can't get shot in the back. And let's tie up the archers some more in the back. But with one of you coming up here into the rear.
敌军仓皇逃窜，一群懦夫！弓箭准备，顽强不屈，做好准备，杀光敌军！杀！做好准备，扑灭敌
And
军！
we should just about have this done then. Let's get the cavalry out one more for another charge. We don't need them in melee, but everybody's starting to weaken and get the feeling that they're going to lose, and we're just about there.
片甲不留，鼓起勇气，坚如厚土。
Way to fight the battle without any general perks, right? We were that strong. Now, did we at least manage to get a close victory like we were predicted? Yes, we did. So that was just fun little battle to get some practice back in, because boy, as you all know from watching me, I need it. I can do some things okay, but there's a lot of other things that I still need to smooth out and improve on. Okay, we will occupy that trade port city. Forced migration, your general reports that swift colonization of our recently annexed territory will be crucial to our prosperity. With many of our people keen to seek residency in the newly acquired lands, he advises that we help speed up the migration process by sending out the military to organize and mobilize the masses so we can decrease our own replenishment. I don't think we need necessarily the improved population shift, so we're just going to ignore the advice here. I don't want to cut in on my recruitment or my replenishment. And Sima is now considered determined. It's added to his resolve and instinct. Very good, Sima. So we now have a different picture here as far as what is available to us. It looks like the Jin Empire lands start turning north at this point in the backside. That looks like tea up there. It looks like we have the spices here, which we already knew about. We already have some tea, but I don't mind even getting more if it cuts into the Jin Empire. Let's see, and then now down here what we're going to do, and this is how we will start the next episode, because I think we're at that point. We are going to take a look at Ling Hong, and he won't quite, oh yeah, we can take over the rice paddy. In fact, we can do that this turn because that won't involve a battle. I think we're just going to go in there and declare war on Sima Chi. Let's go down here to Sima Chi. Get out of the quick deal screen. Sima Chi, you're happy with us. Ooh, we have a non-aggression. Oh, we have military access. That's fine. I don't care about that. We'll lose a trade agreement, so it means we'll have to make a new one with somebody else. We didn't have a non-aggression pact, so let's
如
negotiate
此甚善，
and declare war. We're about to become untrustworthy a little bit because we did have an agreement with military access. I still apparently counts against us, but we are going to go to war, and our partners here with Ruanshen, that's going to take a hit, and Sima obviously will take a big hit, but it's going to take a little bit of a hit on our positiveness with Ruanshen, but we can live with that. Let's
吾等是
issue
善，
the
非是
declaration.
弱也。
And there we go. We have declared war, and we're going to move in on the rice paddy. Always a rice paddy, isn't it? Oh, excuse me, once we take it off force
恢
march.
复原样，
There we go. We can still reach it as I expected. And we will take our first hit against Sima, and we will take and delegate this decisive victory. There we go. Yeah.
不得其死。
And we will occupy.
欲成大业，必先有立足之地。若要根治天下，必须强大起来。
I have mega exclamation points. Your general is unhappy. So I already know that. What are we looking at? 16. That's minor, but we got a promotion from Ling Hong, so that's a good thing. Let's see what we got before we depart for this particular episode. We have we can get him up to the high level of authority with that promotion. We also have the ability for expertise, increasing armor piercing. Not as big a deal. Mighty Knightback and charge speed, though, is kind of nice. Or we can definitely have a increase in our available assignments. That's range block chance for melee cavalry. Well, that'll improve for melee cavalry. So let's just hit the authority, get us up to that special level in authority, and we'll look at the other improvement or other advancement next time. Okay, I think we're set. We got a lot going on. We're going to have a lot of reactions coming at us now based on what we've done. So we're going to end our turn here, ponder where we're at, ponder what we still need to do, and see if we can react and keep on moving in our expansion. Next episode, this is ZigZagZog signing off from Western Kentucky.